What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. I am the Big Slum, aka Big Slum, and today I'm making a 6.4 completion guide. Just like I promised in my crystal opening video, I'm gonna get this uploaded 2 days after my crystal open video, just as I promised. And before I get into it, I'd just like to say overall, I had a pretty good experience at 6.4. Nowhere near as hard as 6.3 and 6.2. The Grandmaster fight is the funnest fight in the game. That fight is really fun. It's no BS. It's like champion fight. It's a lot of BS in that fight, but the Grandmaster fight is all on you. You can solo that fight. I know it's possible. Seeing people do it is possible, and I just think it's a fun and very creative fight. Good job on Command for that. And today I'm going to be giving you a guide on the easy paths and maybe some tips before you hop into it, just so you don't spend as many units. And before we even get into the paths you should take and all that, let's talk about your inventory. If you don't want to end up spending a whole bunch of units, like me, I spent 1,000 units and I even did this. That's because I'm a complete fucking scrap. But you could be better and you won't have to use as many items as I had to. So first thing I like to talk about is the revives and potions. Farm up some revives and farm up some potions before you do your run. I know it takes a long time. I know it's annoying. I know you want to hop straight into it, but I'm telling you, if you want to save units, farm up some revives. The best ways to farm up some revives, some 20% revives, is to do the solo daily events like arena wins, hero use, level up, and what's the other one? Yeah, just those three, and event quest completion. But it's not realistic to get the milestones on that every time. Every time you do it, only thing you gotta do is get to the third milestone. Get to this third milestone, and you get a revive. If you want to go the extra mile, get those extra 25 units. That'll save you a lot of units, man. That's 40 units right there for every revive. It's just a good idea to revive. Then I know we gotta talk about it. Hit the arena. You gotta have some units saved up. I'd say just for a little buffer, save up as many revives as you can and save about 20. Let's say, just to be safe, 2,500 units. Save up about 25 units. Just as like a backup, because I used all my revives and I used about 1,000 units because I was just getting racked up in there. And that's because I hop straight into it. Another thing is, take your time. Take your time. You don't have to complete it all at once, but I just want to smash it all out. Alright, now let's actually get into it. Let's talk about the first quest. We got this Iceman right here. I guess I'll put the teams I use. I leaned on Ghost very heavily for this run. Very heavily. I used this team right here. I use Ghost, Hood, Wasp, Quake, and Nick Fury. Yeah, I leaned on Ghost a lot, so I think the easiest path to take for completion is this path right here, the Power Shield Bane path. There's no fight in particular on this path that's really hard. You don't have to bring specific champions. I mean, bring champions that throw a lot of specials like Hyperion. Sunspot could work pretty good for this. Ghost. And make sure you bring a Bleed Immune for this Morningstar. But other than that, it's pretty easy, pretty straightforward. You do have to watch out for the Bane. So if you're not good with Bane, you better get some practice because yeah, that Bane damage is no joke. If they have over 70% of their health and they get a Bane, and you get that Bane damage on you, you're pretty much done. It's over, finito. So just be mindful of the Bane. And yeah, like I said, the defenders aren't that hard. Maybe you gotta watch out for Punisher, maybe Sabretooth, and yeah. But yeah, other than that, pretty easy. And then the Iceman boss, shoot. And the Iceman boss, where is he at? Yeah, Iceman boss, just make sure you bring somebody that's Cold Snap immune or got some type of resistance to Cold Snap. I think Captain Marvel will work pretty good for this fight. Warlock will work very good. Like I said, Ghost what is Ghost not good for? Ghost is pretty good for this fight. And who else will work pretty good on this fight? Anybody that's Cold Snap immune. You could do this fight with Sabretooth. I mean, it's not optimal, but Sabretooth could get this fight done. This is one of the easier bosses. So yeah, that's the first path. That's the first quest. I'm not gonna be telling you where everything I used to. I really don't remember. Don't remember. It's been a while. So let's just hop into the second quest. It's the Thor Ragnarok quest, and I took this path right here: the Domino, Angela, Black Panther, Blade, Crossbones, Gambit, Drax, and Rogue, because other than Domino, this path is pretty easy. What are the nodes? Let's see where the nodes are. Long distance relationship, aggression, precision, cosplayer. So yeah, it's a pretty easy path, straightforward champions. Other than this Domino, what I recommend, if you have a Mysterio ranked up, Mysterio takes care of Domino pretty easily because he doesn't take the nonsense crit failure damage. So if you have a Mysterio, I would recommend this path. If you do not have a Mysterio, maybe you should look to do... What path should you do if you don't have a Mysterio? No. Yeah, the rest of these paths look pretty tough. I'm not gonna lie. So I think this path right here is the play. If you have Mysterio, even if you don't have Mysterio, you know, it's a lot of other champs that could take this fight down. Stark, Spidey, anybody that does a lot of damage just to power through this Domino. Because after that, it's pretty straightforward champions, easy champions to fight, so don't even worry about it. And then you got this Thor Ragnarok. Where is he at? Right here. Also not a pretty bad boss. It's got combo shield, aspect of death, prove yourself, power efficiency, which is basically power reserve, except you don't get the benefits of it. So the best thing to do here is to just manage his combo. Make sure before he gets those 20, you want to be popping a special to make sure he doesn't go to a full bar of power. So yeah, it's pretty much Thor Ragnarok with basically just a regular Thor Ragnarok with power reserve, except you don't get the benefits. You can really use anybody for this fight, except for like Corvus because of the prove yourself. But anybody can work well against this fight as long as you're good at fighting Thor Ragnarok. So yeah, let's hop out of here. Let's talk about the next one. Alright, next is going to be this Darkhawk. Now this Darkhawk here, we're going to talk about him. I actually one-shotted this Darkhawk, believe it or not. And I think the easiest path right here is to take this path right up the top. It starts to get pretty tough once you get to the other one, but yeah, you just got a blade here. What's the link? True Strike and Cruelty is the link, so really no problem. You just can't use champions like Quake. Quake is not a factor for this quest. So it's just Blade with enhanced bleed. That doesn't matter on Void. It doesn't matter. Black Widow, pretty straightforward. Straightforward King Group. Straightforward and Electra. Straightforward Drax. Straightforward Thor. But the real hard fight right here is this Annihilus. Annihilus with no retreat. Yeah, that fight's pretty tough. You know, Annihilus himself is a pretty hard fight, and you throw no retreat on him. You throw no retreat on any champion, and it becomes a hard fight. You put it on Annihilus, it's gonna be pretty hard. I believe I used Ghost, maybe, probably. I think Ghost will work well on this. Symbiote Supreme, Doctor Doom, Claire, any champions that nullify. You gotta nullify his Cosmic Control Rod, and once you do that, he becomes somewhat easier. You just gotta look out for that no retreat damage. Don't be afraid to take some no retreat damage. It's inedible. unblockable. However you say that word, whatever Thanos said. Um, yeah, it's you're gonna take some damage. Just don't be scared. Don't get hit. Trying not to take that degen damage. But yeah, other than that, the path is pretty easy, and the boss is gonna be this Darkhawk right here. This Darkhawk is it's pretty strong. Pretty strong. So he has Raptor upgrade. So at the start of the fight, he's gonna be unblockable. He's got Force of Will, so that takes out Medusa and Vision Arcus. You can't shut him down. You got Hurt Locker, so you can't use the same special in a row. That's easy to play around. You got Power Efficiency. I think that's efficiency. I'm gonna say that's efficiency. Basically Power Reserve, except you don't get the benefits. And Lionheart, which basically takes out hero reversal champions. So Void, Captain America, Infinity War. Normally that's who I was going to use. I was going to use Void for this, but Thanos completely took him out of it. Took him out of the running. So the champion I use for this is Quake. I was able to one-shot this with Quake. If you're good with Quake, you should have a pretty good time in 6.4 because Quake is just the answer to a lot of things in this game. If you don't have a Quake, I'm pretty sure you can get it down with maybe Hyperion, Corvus if you build him up. Let's see the path. Yeah, you could get Corvus some charges on this path with Black Widow. You can get him one charge. Well, you can get 2 off Black Widow, so you can build them up. You can use Corvus, you can use Hype. Like I said, I found Quake was the best option. You can Uniman him down, but those champions right there, Captain Marvel, I think could work against this fight. Maybe not, but you know, Quake could really get him down. So maybe Quake or some other champion in Unit Man. Unit Man is undefeated. Don't forget that. But you don't want to use a whole bunch of games. Alright, we're going to be talking about the 4th quest, and it's going to be the Captain Marvel quest. This is probably the easiest boss. The easiest boss in 6.4. It's a really fun boss. In the path I recommend you take is this path right here. Well, actually, yeah, that path was pretty tough. If I could go back, I probably wouldn't have took this path because this path was kind of hard. It's the Adaption Fire and Icarus. Well, maybe it wasn't hard. Maybe I just wasn't playing it right because I had Ghosts, so I was looking at that Incinerate. I was like, yeah, I'm about to phase that and get a little bit extra damage. I just wasn't playing the Icarus right, but Icarus is basically like you get a bunch of more power, you get a bunch of more attack for each time you hit them. But once you get to 8 of them, I believe you start taking a bunch of degen damages. Degen damage is insane. So you got to play off that. Get off some heavy attacks to knock it off, and it's another domino. I used Ghost, I believe. I guess. Yeah. So if you're not feeling that path, you're not feeling Icarus, you're not feeling Domino or Wasp, I completely understand. You can take this path up here with this personal space oscillate. It has Ghost, Spider-Man, Spider-Gwen, Darkhawk. Well, that path is pretty hard too. You know, it's 6.4. There's going to be some hard paths, but you know, either that path or this path, I would recommend you take. So yeah, just make sure you bring your best champions. But for this Captain Marvel, she's probably the easiest boss. Not probably, she is the easiest boss. The way Captain Marvel works is she's taking energy damage from a Mystic champion. She just she loses a lot of health. So Symbiote Supreme, Doctor Doom, 2 God tier options for this fight. Anybody really with energy damage could do this fight. I mean, this is the easiest fight in here. What I would say, like, this fight is like really easy. Like, I took my hood in here, my 6-star hood, rank 1, that has no level. Oops, I need to charge my phone. With no levels on him. I took my 6-star hood with no levels on him in here, and he got him down to 50%. That's how easy this fight is. So This is a freebie. Pretty much, this is a freebie. You shouldn't have to spend any units taking her down. So let's move on to the next quest. So my next up is this Adaptoid quest. I'm gonna hop in here. So one path I've seen other people take is this path here with Darkhawk, Deadpool, Angela, Thor Ragnarok, Deadpool, Guillotine. I've seen people take this path with Arc Overload and Lionheart, but I ended up taking this path right here because I thought it was a little bit more easier for what I had. The nodes on here were Spry and Gas. I don't recommend you take this path unless you have Ghost or you have Nick Fury, because yeah, Gas and Spry can get really bad. So yeah, I don't recommend you take this path unless you have Ghost or Nick Fury. If you do, I do recommend you take that path because it's going to be one of the easier ones, because they're not going to be able to evade Ghost with their crits. You can't evade crits, and Nick Fury, once you get basically when you get the real Nick Fury out, throw one special, they're not evading anymore. But if you don't, yeah, I recommend you take this Lionheart path right here. So you're just gonna want to bring high DPS champions, just, you know, your best champions. It's like there's no like real counters. One thing I will say is don't bring Heal Reverse Champion because of this Lionheart node. Lionheart, it pretty much takes Hero Reversal Champions out of here, because if you start reducing their health, you're going to take damage back. So don't bring the Hero Reversal Champions. And now we're going to talk about the final boss, this Adaptoid. Going in, I had watched Legacy's, because he was a part of the beta. I watched his streams on 6.4 when he was on the beta, and this fight was scaring me because every time this guy throws a special, he's gonna go unstoppable, and I really didn't have any options for unstoppable. I had She-Hulk, but his special was Superior Iron Man special, and you really can't punish that with a heavy, so She-Hulk wasn't going to be able to do it, and yeah, it was really scaring me, but good thing it was an unstoppable buff, not an unstoppable passive. If it was a passive unstoppable, I would have been screwed. So since it's an unstoppable buff, you can use nullified champions, you can use, you know, your usual mystic suspects, Doctor Doom, Symbiote Supreme. I use Symbiote Supreme, Black Widow, Clairvoyant. You can also use champions to stop unstoppable, like Captain America, Infinity War. He works well for this fight. It will start to get hard to get kinetic charges if you do use Captain America, but you should be able to do a lot of damage. And also, but by far the best option is probably Symbiote Spider-Man. Not Symbiote Spider-Man. Stealth Suit Spider-Man. I really want a Stealth Suit Spider-Man. He's going to fill a hole in my roster I really need. But yeah, he's the best option for this fight. Just with his slow debuff, easy access to it, he just completely shuts us down. Turn him into a regular. He basically turns him into a Superior Iron Man. So yeah, that's that quest, and let's get into the final one. Let's get into the final quest, the Grandmaster Quest. All right. Now, the path I took was this path down here. This masochism, this masochism overreach path. I don't know if I would take a different path if I did it again, but this path, I didn't die on this path until I got to Warlock. Warlock, really good character. He's loved offensively, but he's really underrated defensively. He is an asshole. Oh goodness, this fight. Oh my goodness. And it had aggression armor too. Did it have aggression armor? Yeah, it had aggression armor, so I couldn't even use Quake. So I just had to revive over again. with Void to get it down. Really didn't enjoy this fight. But yeah, you can pretty much use whoever you want to get through this path. Some of the fights that might get a little difficult are Mysterio. Mysterio is a pretty tricky fight. I use Void. You just gotta time out the maybe try to get a parry in to put up Masochism so you can get your buffs going. I mean your debuffs going so you can start to reverse that healing. He was pretty good for it. I think Captain America Infinity War could be good with this. With the synergy that gives him Petrify. I'm not sure which one that is. But yeah. Another fight. Pretty much the rest of these fights you play solid. Another fight that might give you trouble is maybe Dormammu. Like I said, these two fights here are really tough. Like these fights can get really rough. They can really make you angry if you slip up. I one-shot the Dormammu with Quake. I was locked in, man. I had the headphones in. I was locked in. I got really lucky to one-shot that. But like I said, that Warlock was just terrible. Another path, maybe if that path isn't sounding too good to you, I would understand if it's not. There's this Life Cycle Rage path, but I mean they have a lot of health, so if you use a champion that does okay damage but not super crazy damage, you might be able to do it with them. Looking back, I might have taken this path because I think if I would have used Void on this path like I always did, I think Void could have done this path pretty good. Plus the life cycle, he could have stopped the life cycle regen. Yeah, I probably would have taken this path. Yeah, it's a Killmonger on this path though, and Killmonger, I really hate Killmonger. But yeah, if you're not looking to this path, I completely understand. So you can do this one, but you also got to look at the. You gotta look at the link is taken down on the Grandmaster. So if you take the path I took, it takes off the inflation node, and basically what that does is attack rating granted for each token of competence, which is basically the token of competence is something you get while you're fighting the Grandmaster. When you complete some of your prompts, you get 50 more attack from those, but the Grandmaster's attack is increased. But so that really doesn't matter because you're not gonna want to be getting hit anyway. So I think that's the easiest one. But if you take down this one, it takes evaluation. The first blast of the Grandmaster is no longer unblockable. However, yeah, that one's not bad either. But I think the easiest path is this one right here, with the Rogue, with the Mesmerize. Did I just say that? Never mind, that's not the easiest one. I have Ghost. That's why I thought that was easy. But if you have Ghost, Nick Fury, Quake, you might want to do that one. But I think the reason why I didn't is because of the node it takes off the path, the node uncertainty. When gaining a token of competence, there is a 20% chance to gain another one. However, the summoner can't get power from any source. Yeah, I thought that was going to be rough, so I didn't do that one. I didn't think it was worth the not getting any power. So let's talk about the Grandmaster fight itself. So for the Grandmaster fight, what I really love about this fight is it's not specific at all. You can use pretty much anyone for this fight. Anyone for this fight is good. I use Nick Fury because I think one thing you want is to make sure the champion use they're getting at least one critical hit per combo. I know critical hits, or you could get unlucky and not get crits, but you know there's certain champions that get crits more than others. So Nick Fury, pretty much every combo he's gonna get a crit. I think Dr. Doom is like that. I was thinking about using Hyperion, but Hyperion has a really low crit rate, so I didn't want to deal with that. Make sure they have a damage over time debuff available to them. Nick Fury has that. Doctor Doom. I think Doctor Doom is the best because well, let's just talk about the fight in general. So, Grandmaster, he's gonna be starting off. I think you're gonna be. I think it's gonna be ban the special one. No, ban dexterity, ban parry, ban light attacks. Once you see those, you're gonna want to stop doing those. Like, you're gonna be doing a certain amount of light attacks. After that, it's gonna say light attacks banned. You're gonna want to stop doing light attacks. Then you're just gonna want to parry. Then you're gonna want to parry. And when it says parry is banned, you're gonna start dex. But if you do after one of those things are banned and you do it again, you're gonna get a token of blunder. And once you get to 5 tokens of blunder, I believe, you automatically die. He gets a special 3 game over. But if you do those, you get tokens of competence, and the tokens of competence, they give you extra attack. And he's gonna go into these wounded phase where you're gonna start seeing big damage numbers like 100k, 150k mediums. It's gonna get crazy. So, and his second phase, I believe it's special one. Also, a special one. When he throws a special one, everything is paused, and there's gonna be 3 icons that pop up, and these icons are gonna tell you what you want to do in that order. So, if it's the green one, that means evade the attack. If it's the blue one, that means block the attack. And if it's the red one, it means take the attack. Don't worry about taking damage, because when it says take the attack, you won't take any damage from it. So don't worry about that. I think in his second phase is perform an intercept, land a crit, inflict the damage over time. And it's one more. It's escaped me at the moment. I can't remember. So the whole thing with the Grandmaster fight is to do the objectives they give you. Don't get clipped by specials. Don't get clipped by him. His attack isn't that bad, so you can afford to take a couple of block hits. Like I said, you don't need a specific counter to the champion. It's a fun fight. It's completely based on skill. You don't need a counter. Hell, Seaton did it with Cyclops. That should just tell you. He did it with Cyclops in like 7 revives, so that should just tell you that any champion can take this fight on. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. Make sure you guys take your time with this content. It's not going anywhere. I know these rewards are juicy. It might seem tempting to just hop in there and just hop in there and do it, but I agree, but just don't go crazy spending all your units doing it. Thanks for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope this guys helped you get your first completion 6.4. If it does, hit the like button and sub if you want more MCOC content like this. I'm pushing out these videos, baby. I know I've been slacking on uploading the videos, but I'm back at it. I'm back uploading more content. Give me some more ideas for future videos in the comment section below. And always remember, keep it slim, baby.